Hi, my name is Tejpal Kaur and my student ID is 25001095. My topic today is learning through independence and collaboration, a Montessori and Rogoff perspectives for parents, and the subject is EDU430. Let's move toward the introduction for this topic today. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining this session. Today we are exploring two influential theories in early childhood education, those of Maria Montessori and Barbara Rogoff. Our goal is to understand how each theorist views the child, the role of parents and teachers, and how learning environments are changed by their beliefs. By comparing these approaches, we can better understand how to support children's development both at home and in early learning settings. I'll also pose questions to help us reflect and discuss as a group towards the end. Let's move toward the Montessori background and philosophy. Maria Montessori was a pioneering educator and Italy's first female physician. Her work focused on the idea that children are naturally driven to learn, especially when placed in a structured and nurturing environment. Montessori's philosophy centers on independence, order, and hands on engagement. She believed in the prepared environment, carefully arranged to promote autonomy and cognitive development. Her approach remains highly influential towards and today and has shaped the design of thousands of early learning classrooms worldwide. Let's explore some of her core educational concepts and how they influence teaching. Moving towards the next slide, which is the key educational concepts. Montessori saw children as competent, curious learners who thrive when given freedom within limits. Parents play a supportive role at home by encouraging independence. She outlined sensitive periods during which children are especially receptive to learning specific skills. Montessori classrooms are calm, beautiful, and filled with child-sized materials designed for self-correction and discovery. Teachers act as guides, not instructors, encouraging exploration rather than giving direct answers. So they basically try the person or the child to give the exploration of the activity. The curriculum is individualized and allow for students' choice, fostering motivation and a love of learning from an early stage itself. Let's move towards the next aspect for the Montessori theory, which is the implications for the practice. Moving towards the next slide about the implications in practice, Montessori's ideas encourage us to trust children's inner drive to learn. Educators are expected to observe children carefully and prepare environments that meet developmental needs. This method is especially beneficial for children who benefit from predictable, orderly spaces. It requires strong classroom management and deep knowledge of child development. The approach supports skills like concentration, independence, and problem solving. For teachers, it's less about delivering content and more about facilitating the discovery, which makes it both empowering and challenging in equal measures. So basically, it appeals to teachers to interest in developmental psychology. Moving towards my second theory, which I have selected today, it is the Barbara Rogoff's theory, which is like background and which is basically the socio-cultural theory. Let's move towards the background for Barbara Rogoff. Barbara Rogoff is a contemporary physiologist whose work builds on live Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. She believes development is embedded. She believes development is embedded in social and cultural concepts both. Rather than learning in isolation, alone, children develop through active participation in community practices. Her concept of guided participation emphasizes how adults and peers support learning through shared activities. Learning occurs through participation in a daily life task, make it simple for everyone, even for the parents as well as for the child. This approach values informal learning that happens at home and in daily life. Rogoff's research encourages us to see learning as a social and cultural process, not just an individual one. Let's move toward the key educational concepts which are included in the Rogoff's theory. Rogoff's theory sees children as capable learners whose development is co-constructed through interactions with others. Parents are active co-learners who transmit culture through everyday experiences. Unlike formal, structured learning, her approach encourages learning in real life contexts where dialogue and collaborations are essential. The teacher's role is to scaffold learning, providing support, and stepping back as the child gains independence. Curriculum is flexible and emerges from the children's interest and cultural backgrounds, making it especially powerful in diverse classrooms. Moving towards the next slide, it is about implications for practice. This theory has significant implications as per what I have analyzed. For inclusive, community oriented teaching, teachers are encouraged to draw from children's cultural backgrounds and family experiences. Classrooms become places of collaboration, not just individual activity only. Learning tasks are often project based, allowing students to engage with each other and their communities. Parents and caregivers are partners in education, offering insights that shape teaching strategies. Educators need strong cultural competence and flexibility to implement this model, making it ideal for dynamic, diverse learning environment where connection and context matters. Teachers must be adaptive and culturally responsive. Moving towards my next slide, which is about comparative analysis. I think I'm on my next slide already. All right. So the comparative analysis is between Montessori and the Rogoff's theory. Montessori and Rogoff's differ significantly in how they view learning and development. Montessori emphasized basically on structured, independent learning with carefully prepared environments, while Rogoff focuses on social, cultural, and collaborative experiences. The teacher in Montessori is more of an observer and facilitator, whereas in Rogoff's model, the teacher actively engages with students as a co-participant. Montessori classrooms are designed to be consistent across contexts, but Rogoff's values adapting to each child's cultural background. These approaches are not mutually exclusive and can be blended depending on the student's need and community context. So basically, we can use both of the theories with a different usefulness and we can collaborate it to get the useful outcome out of that. Let's move towards my next slide, which is about the question round. Finally, that's the one of my favorite round because I like answering the questions. So, but here I have some questions at this point of time. So to reflect together, let's consider two questions. The first one is, how do you see your children learning best independently or through collaboration with others? Secondly, which learning environment feels more supportive of your family values? A quiet, structured Montessori classroom or a culturally dynamic, socially interactive one? Well, these questions are not meant to suggest there is one right answer. Instead, they help us explore how theory and practices interact with real life parenting and teaching. Please feel free to share your thoughts and your perspectives and are vital to this conversation. Let's explore what works best for your child and thank you for engaging in this reflection. Let's move towards my next slide. All right. So to wrap it up, we have looked at Montessori's focus on independence and self-directed learning alongside Rogoff's emphasis on social interaction and cultural context. Both theories help us reframe our understandings of children, families, and education. Whether in the classroom or at home, applying these ideas can create nurturing and effective learning environment. Thank you for engaging in today's section. I now invite any questions, thoughts, or reflections you might have about what we have discussed or how it relates to your experience as a parents and educators. I hope you all liked this session today. Thank you very much. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to flick any questions to me as I love this session a lot. Thanks and have a good day, everyone. References. Thanks.